Hi everyone, this is Chris with Everydayvba. In this video we're going to be doing the Macro Monday Challenge. This is a countdown, CountAcross, and CountDiagonal challenge. This one's actually very fun. If you can understand this concept, it will take you a very, very long way. We are going to use for loops and some do loops, and it should be a good time. So we've got our Excel open. We've got our Visual Basic Editor open. Hit Alt F11. We'll open that up. We're going to add a module. So the first one we're going to do is we're going to call this sub count down. Now, the way that this works is if you're going to put in here in your active cell, we're going to put in 5. Okay. Now this is the count down. So the first thing we need to do is we need to find the start row. So that's going to be, I'm going to do strw is equal to ActiveCell dot ActiveCell. You do dot value. Actually, if you just did ActiveCell, it would probably give you what was in there. But I need the row, so we're going to do row. The other thing we need to do is we need to do stColumn or stcl. These are just variables I'm setting, so I'm going to do ActiveCell.Column, and I need to know what the number is, so I'm going to call that num equals ActiveCell.num or .value. This is what I was saying. I don't think you actually need to actually do value. I'm just double checking down here. My immediate window, if I hit a question mark and I hit active cell, yeah, that's just going to pull that in. So what I have now is I have my start row, my start column, and my number value. So I'm going to do this one. We're going to do this as a simple for loop. So we're going to go for, we're going to just do RW is equal to strw to strw plus num minus 1. Okay, so that looks a little crazy, but basically what we're doing, it will make sense when we actually get this taken care of. Or actually process the code, run through it. Anyway, sure, what we're doing here. So what we need to do is we need to count down. So we're going to go cells RW, comma stcl is equal to s. Okay, this is where it gets kind of challenging because you have to kind of do the math in your head. Now we know that the first one's going to be 5. And actually, let's just go ahead and that first one's going to be num minus 1. So what we're going to do is we're going to go equals num. Now what we're going to do is we're just going to go num equals num minus 1, and we're going to give this a shot and see if we did it the first try. If we did, that's going to be impressive. If not, we're going to have to tweak it. We'll get it figured out. So the first thing we want to do is we just want to check what these are. We're starting in 13. We are starting in 4. This is going to be 13. 13 is going to equal num. I actually did it wrong. I can tell you that because I've got the minus 1. So it's going to set that equal to 5. And then we're going to do num minus 1. We've changed our row to 14. And it's just going to count on down. And it actually did work. So that is the count. That is how you would do a countdown if you did a countdown. Now we're going to do a count across. We're actually going to use a do loop. It's going to basically copy and use a lot of the same stuff. And then we're going to do the across, and then we're going to do the diagonal, and we will be able to go from there. This is a cool little project. The hardest part is figuring out where your start point is. And as I mentioned in the beginning, if it's too difficult, just start in 1-1. Just start in A1, and then you don't have to worry about any of that funny math, and it's actually pretty simple. So got that built, which is awesome. We're going to go sub across. And we're going to do this one with a do loop. Now do loops are pretty much the same. We're going to copy all this because this is going to be identical. The do loop is going to be almost identical. We're going to do it a little different. We're going to go do while num is greater than 0. We need to do a loop. We need to do num equals num minus 1, which is great. And now what we need to do is we need to go cells strw, comma stcl is equal to num. And now the easiest way to do this is you're just going to go strw equals strw plus 1. So what that's going to do is that's going to do a counter, and I'm actually doing this incorrectly because this is supposed to be CountAcross. So this is, all we need to do is change this here. We're going to change this as well. We're going to give this a shot and walk through it. Setting those same variables, 13, 4, num is greater than 0, which it is. We're going to set that equal to 5. We're going to add 1 to our column, which is going to make it 5, which is going to kick us to here. We're going to subtract 1 from 1. We're going to do this test. The big thing about the do loop is really very simply it is a if statement within a loop. So if that criteria is correct, then it's going to continue. Pretty simple. Kind of a little difficult to gather at first, but basically once you got that kind of taken care of, you've got it. So we've got str13, which we're not moving our row, but we are moving our column. And you'll notice that we're just counting all the way on. We're going to get to 1. Notice num is still equal to 1. We're going to go through there. It's going to do that check. It's going to say, oh, it doesn't check. All right. So that is the CountAcross. The one last thing that we're going to do is the CountDiagonal. That's fine. It's just yelling at me. It says, hey, you didn't finish. You can't add another module. CountDiag. Let's spell it all the way out. All right. Okay. So this one's actually fairly simple. All we have to do here is we just have to make one minor change to our code here. stcl equals stcl plus 1. And now if we go hit F8, it's going to set that first one correctly. Oh, I screwed that up. So I usually hover over my variables to see what they change to. I know that I'm not in column 1, and so I was looking at that. I'm like, that's wrong. You'll notice, and you're going to end up doing this a lot as you code, is you're going to actually just rename your variables. So you'll notice this is stcl and sctl. Those are different. So we're going to just start back over. We're going to stop. Then we're going to start. We're going to plow through this. We're going to set that. That should be 5. We're going to subtract 1, and we are going down diagonal, and we are done, and we are finished. So that is a really fun little Macro Monday challenge. The cool thing about it is this will work on any cell. So if we did 3, let's go ahead and add some buttons here. Let's kind of fancy this up a little bit. Put a little lipstick on this thing. We're going to insert shapes. We're going to go, this is going to be down. Let's make this look nice. We're going to make that big. We're going to center it. This is going to be down. We're going to assign a macro. It's going to be down. We're going to click OK. We're going to copy. We're going to paste. Whoa. That's weird. Didn't copy the... Oh, it just copied the text. That's funny. All right. So there we go. I know that one is correct. Copy both of those. I'm going to move that over here. Move this over here. We're going to go down. I right clicked on that. We're going to double click. This is across. And we need to rename that to across. This is going to be diagonal. And these are just nice little buttons that you can add. It just makes it look a lot prettier. I'm going to hit Control down, select all of these, go to my formatter. I'm going to align to the top, and I'm going to align, distribute horizontal, just makes them line up. So now, if we come in here and we've got something blank, it's not going to do anything because it's not going to count, right? But if we've got a number in our active cell, there's down, there's across, there's diagonal. Now what's kind of fun is you could actually go like that, you go like that, you go like that. Anyway, once you have that built, it's kind of a fun little project. Hope you enjoyed building this out. Hopefully it was challenging. Hopefully it was fun. We've got more stuff at Everydayvba. Check us out.